Man, I sure am beat from dying twice and coming back to life, huh? How's it going, everyone? It's Tyagara here. I am out of breath, as you can see, and I welcome you guys back to another episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run. Now, in the last episode, we beat the Shadow Temple, though not after dying twice. This time, we're gonna awaken the Shadow Sage and then do what is far and away my least favorite part of this game. I'll explain why in just a second. First things first, who could it be? Also, as you can see here, clearly we did the temples out of order yet again, even though with the Spirit and Shadow Temple, I don't think there's any objective order as to which you should do first. Personally, I always thought it made more sense to do the Shadow Temple first, because when you make your way to the Spirit Temple, you need the hover boots, kind of, as well as the Lens of Truth, but I digress. The boy with the noble Zelda's Ocarina. As I expected, you have come. I am Impa, one of the Sheikah. I am Princess Zelda's caretaker. I'm also the sage who guards the Shadow Temple. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule for generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family, the Ocarina of Time. My duty bound me to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. Last I saw you as we made our escape from the castle. You were just a lad. Now I see that you have become a fine hero. There's nothing to worry about. The princess is safe now. Soon you'll meet Princess Zelda face to face and she will explain everything. That is when we, the Six Sages, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I have to stay here. You go to Princess Zelda and protect her on my behalf. Now, I put my power, which should be helpful to you, into this medallion. Alright, another coin for the coin collection, guys. 5 down, 1 to go, and would you look at this? This one's purple, the best color, objectively speaking. Why? Because it's cozy and it tastes like grapes. Alright. You receive the Shadow Medallion. Impa awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Please look out for the princess! Okay, so that's 5 out of 6 sages awaken, 1 more to go, and she's in the desert. But before we make our way to the desert, which we will this episode, I promise. Actually, first things first, I want to go up over to this gossip stone here, whip out my ocarina, and play the Song of Storms. I know it's already raining, but I would like to grab one of those orbs of light because, you know, I'm very low on health and I'm a little low on magic. So let me just grab that real quick. Anyway, yes, we are about to embark on what is undoubtedly the worst part of the game, and I will explain further in Hyrule Field. See you guys there in just a second. Alright, so I know I briefly glossed over them when we first encountered them, but there are 10 enemies in this game known as Big Pose, and they are required to obtain the 4th empty bottle. Unfortunately, obtaining them is one of the most tedious things in not just Ocarina of Time, but quite possibly any video game I've ever played. Now, it's all done on horseback archery, and you benefit more from attacking them while moving, and you have to capture them in empty bottles. So, I only have 2 free empty bottles right now, because I have one of them full of bugs, because I need to, obviously, catch a gold skeletal a little later on. I'll show off the first one here, if the game will work with me, that is. And yes, they generally spawn in the direction that you're facing while riding on horseback, like so. And if you fail to kill them, you have 10 seconds before they respawn. Thankfully, I took down this first one with a little bit of trouble, though not much. And I will be speeding up this entire montage and playing music over it. But first, I'm going to show you where we go to take them once you get one. So let's just bring Epona over to the entrance of Hyrule Castletown, of course. Hop off now, and then when you cross over the broken bridge there, you may remember this pot house, poor choice of words, from when we were younger. And in there were just a bunch of pots and one Hyrule Castle guard that craved a bit of chaos. You can see he's cleaned up the place a bit since, and I wonder if this is him now. Oh, you are quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome, too. Your name is Link, isn't it? Don't be surprised. I can read people's minds. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. Don't think too much about that line, guys. Especially if you're a little younger. My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the great Ganondorf, it is a fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. The ghosts, called Poes, are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, I will pay a lot of money for it. Which we did. So let's just quickly whip out one of our bottles here. Gonna set this one to Y, and that one to X. Show it to him. Oh, you brought a Poe today. Very interesting. This is a big Poe. I'll buy it for 50 rupees. On top of that, I'll put 100 points on your card. If you're in 1,000 points, you'll be a happy man. Okay, so now this is the part where I'm gonna speed up and play music because it's just gonna be rinsing and repeating from this point forward. I'm gonna be catching 9 Poes, turning them in, and he's gonna say the exact same line of dialogue, and I just walked right through Epona. Okay, cool? Enjoy, guys. Wait! That's what I'm talking about! And that's all 10 of them. Okay, hope you guys didn't mind that little montage there. Or if you can even call it a montage, I prefer to just speed up and play music, as you know by now. But yes, that is far and away my least favorite part of not just Ocarina of Time, but quite possibly any 3D Zelda game that I can think of off the top of my head. Extremely time-consuming, and if you miss the pose, that you have to wait 10 seconds for them to respawn. If they crash into a wall or something, then you have to wait for them to respawn again. It's just really, really annoying, and I hate that you have to go through all that trouble just to get a 4th empty bottle. But hey, much like in all aspects of life, if you have to go through trouble for the bottle, chances are it's not worth it. Alright, with that being said, let's drop off this 10th Poe here. Oh, you brought a Poe today. Very interesting. This is what, yeah, we know. Okay, wait a minute, wow! You have earned 1,000 points. Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter. Is that what you expected me to say? Because of you, I have extra inventory of big Poes. This will be the last time I can buy one of these ghosts. If you think about what I promised would happen when you earned 1,000 points, don't worry, I didn't forget. Just take this. Yep, 4 empty bottles. So now, I mean, granted, I think there's only 1 gold Skulltula left in a dirt mound in this game, so they're kind of useless to us now. But fear not, for in the very last dungeon of the game, not the Spirit Temple, but the actual final dungeon, we are going to need a few empty bottles for some more, well, if you remember what our main use, aside from gold Skulltulas, was of empty bottles, then you're in for a treat. Without further ado, though, we're going to head west now to Gerudo Valley, and then we are going to make our way across the Haunted Wasteland. So yes, today's episode is themed around ghosts. We just went on a, well, on the timer it says 21 minutes, but you know, it's sped up, so I don't know how long it's actually going to be in the actual video. Point is, we went on a really long ghost hunt, and it's going to continue as we traverse the Haunted Wasteland all the way to the Desert Colossus. So here we go, up the slope to Gerudo Valley now. And Epona, we can honestly just let her chill here. She doesn't have to. Actually, you know what? It's faster. It is faster. Assuming we don't, you know, hit the invisible walls that Epona hates so much. Remember to go across this bridge slowly, because if you try to speed up there, Epona will be like, absolutely not. Coming off those fine. There's Muto again. And the German beetles, safe in their tent after repairing the bridge. Good on them, honestly. Okay. Here we are back outside the Gerudo's fortress, so unfortunately we cannot bring Epona with us into the Haunted Wasteland, so I'm just going to drop the old girl off right here, and our new friends will look after her. But we're not going to talk to this lady here, but rather we have to climb this ladder. Again, wishing I was playing Xenoblade 3 right now. That's a game that I would honestly love to Let's Play someday, but it would be really, really long, and maybe when I'm more experienced. Anyway, hey rookie, are you going into the desert? I'll open this gate for you, but can't cross the desert unless you pass the 2 trials. First trial is the River of Sand. You can't walk across this river. After you cross it, follow the flags we place there. Second trial is the Phantom Guide. Those without eyes that can see the truth will only find themselves returning here. You are going anyway, aren't you? I won't stop you. Go ahead. Alright, gates are opened, and let's make our way through. So going back on what I said before, you technically can cross the desert without the hover boots. However, you'll notice that you'll start sinking into the sand. It'll be like quicksand, you know, so you gotta be really careful. With the hover boots, much like, you know, Bongo Bongo's Bongo, that's not an issue. The hover boots will protect you. Granted, you know, you will control, like, Luigi, sliding around on butter, but that's okay. We'll also need the Eye of Truth, of course, as they said, in order to see the Phantom Guide, as we mentioned before. So, what you want to do here is actually not swing an empty bottle, but rather pull out your long shot. Also a bow and arrow if you so please. You don't need the second one, mind you. You want to hook onto one of the crates or the flags. And then, as the Gerudo lady said, you just want to make sure you follow the flags across the Haunted Wasteland. Now, this sign here will point you in the direction of a bomb chew salesman. And we don't need that, though, since we already obtained bomb chews from the bottom of the well. So we're just going to keep going this way. Following the flags, of course. This is essentially like, if the Lost Woods were a trial version, this is like the final boss, like the real deal right here. So, almost to the halfway point, I believe, judging by our position on the mini-map. Okay, so, once we reach here, there's like a little, I don't want to call it a check mark, but like a little alcove we can go in for a bit of shelter. I'm gonna not drop down, thankfully. Grab on Link, very nice. Drop and grab once again, or not even necessary. Now, of course, here we've got Gold Skulltula And I just missed point blank like that because it's just one of those days, guys. Now, real quick, I'm gonna equip Din's Fire. And then light these torches. Just so you know, the content... Or, wait. Never mind. Empty up this little chest here and see what's waiting for us. It'll be 50 rupees. 50 more rupees going to waste. Honestly, yeah, I should have a counter, like, you know how I've got my death and damage counter there? I should honestly have, like, a rupees wasted counter as well, because I think that would be really funny to look back upon while editing this video, of course. Because, again, this will probably go up sometime in January of 2023, and just so you know, I'm recording this on October 4th, 2022. And I remember a few episodes back, I mentioned something about, you know, the Mario movie teaser coming out today. Well, all they posted today was the poster, and, I mean, the animation looks pretty at the very least, but I don't know how good the movie's actually gonna be. Anyway, let's just... One with the Eye of Truth shall be guided to the Spirit Temple by an invited ghost. Okay, so, whip out the Lens of Truth here. Here we have a Poe. I'll be your guide on your way, but coming back, I won't play. I'll show you the only way to go, so follow me and don't be slow. I guess whoever played this is a fan of Banjo-Kazooie, because that reminds me of Gruntilda's rhymes. Granted, you know, this game came out a year after Banjo-Kazooie, so it's possible. You never know. I know that is one of the more popular N64 games that I've personally never played. My only exposure to it was the Runaway guys and their Let's Play of it. I know I shout those guys out all the time, but they really are, like, my main inspiration. Oh, here we have some new enemies, so we're just gonna try and steer clear of them while we can. Rolling, of course, to minimize the damage we take. Want to stay locked onto this Poe man. We're almost at the end there, but you can't just, you know, go off course, or else you will be blown back to the entrance. Like the Gerudo said, you really need that phantom guide there. And honestly, L targeting helps a ton. Now, I know it looked like the exit was right there, and technically it is, but it's kind of like crossing the fog in Phantom Hourglass, like, you know, navigating through the Fog Sea. How you have to, like, go around those rocks in a very specific order. It's just like that. Well, granted, come to think of it, that part in Phantom Hourglass is most certainly a reference to this. Speaking of Phantom Hourglass, I know it's one of the more disliked entries in the Zelda series, but truth be told, guys, it was actually the first Zelda game I ever beat. Here we are in the Desert Colossus now. Probably can't see because of how dark it is, but we'll get a better shot of it now. This is the entrance to the Spirit Temple. And it looks absolutely mesmerizing. Now, before we make our way on over there, I just want to quickly take a sharp left here, and just keep rolling so these enemies don't hurt me. Because one of these palm trees, I can't remember which one, but I know there's a gold skull. Get out of my way, please, and thank you. Okay. I think, oh, he's over there. Okay. What if I stand in this right up oasis here? Or not. Oh. Well, you know what? I have an idea, actually. Why don't we Din's Fire our way out of this one? Because I think the hitbox will reach up there. I don't know if it'll take 1 or 2 hits to kill the Skulltula, mind you. But I just didn't want to bother dealing with, what are these guys called again? Levers! Yeah, I don't want to bother fighting those levers right now. I would just rather focus on collecting my gold Skulltula token, thank you very much. Alright, now before we end today's episode, I'm just gonna make a great escape from these levers onto the other side of the Desert Colossus, of course. Because if you can see between those 2 palm trees over there, there is a bombable wall waiting there for us. So, why don't we just make our way on over there? And let me get my cursor over the item button there. Oh, we got some crows coming our way. Are we about to have death number 3? I sure hope not. Okay, item switch, go. Letter Y, please. Number Y, oh my goodness. This goes to show you what kind of day I'm having right now. Please, get out of the way. I don't want to keep looking at those 3 question marks there. Okay, the way has opened forward for us. Let's head on inside. Here we are at our next Great Fairies Fountain. Now, the item we're about to obtain is arguably the most useful item in this entire 3-heart run. It's another one of Zelda's special moves from Smash Brothers. Not the side special, it's not the up special, and it's sure as hell not the down special. Ladies and gentlemen, this here Great Fairy is going to give us Nayru's Love. And I'll explain what Nayru's Love does in a second here, just as soon as we finish up with I believe it's the 4th Great Fairy? Maybe the 5th. Who's keeping count? Anyway, welcome Link, I am the Great Fairy of Magic. I will give you a magic spell, please take it. And she's also going to heal us, which is another reason why I came here. Also replenishing our magic meter, which is very, very nice of her. See, it's glowing nice and blue. The lighting on Link's face honestly looks pretty great for a 2011 3DS game. But here we have it, Nayru's Love. Cast this to create a powerful protective barrier. It's defensive magic you can use with any of the face buttons. Nayru's love is in effect only for a limited time, so use it carefully. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. So, it costs a decent amount of magic to use, obviously, but while it's protective, you essentially just have a giant crystal barrier protecting you, I believe, from all damage, but if it's just a certain amount of damage, I'll put that on screen right now. Now, I won't lie, using it in a 3-heart run kind of feels like cheating, so I'm gonna try not to use it. I'll only really whip it out if I get my ass absolutely handed to me by the final boss, but hopefully it won't come to that. In the meantime, though, we'll just enter the Spirit Temple and then end today's episode off. How's that sound, guys? Sound awesome? I sure hope it does. Okay, so here we are in the Spirit Temple, 2 pots flying right in our faces. We got some more Armos here. Huh, crawl space, that's weird. Haven't seen one in an Adult Link dungeon. I can't seem to use it. Alright, guess we gotta go this way then. Giant block, should be no problem. Link's a pretty strong guy. Seems it won't budge. I think I forgot something inside. Let's take a look. Lighting. Oh my god. This game is so pretty. Oh, hey pal, how you doing? Oh, look at that sunrise behind Sheik. Oh, past, present, future. Gibora, Gibora! Oh my god! The Master Sword is a ship with which you can sail upstream and downstream through Time's river. The port for that ship is in the Temple of Time. All these metaphors, and I was talking about Phantom Hourglass earlier. Love it. To restore the Desert Colossus and enter the Spirit Temple, you must travel back through time's flow. Listen to this Requiem of Spirit. This melody will lead a child back to the desert. Nice hint there. Really well written, actually. Lurl Yurl. That looks like it. Right, L-R-L-Y-R-L. Very pretty song. Try to kind of time it up with the actual song. Nice and slow, you'll notice. But yes, Gibora Gibora, even after all these years, is still watching over us. God, I wish I could play the ocarina well, and I wish I had a friend who played the harp so we could do these duets like Link and Sheik. Absolutely mesmerizing, especially if we did it in like an ice cavern, or an area that looks like the ice cavern. Gibora Gibora flies off. We have learned the Requiem of Spirit. May or may not be the last time we ever see Sheik. Backing up now. Not even using a flash grenade, just disappearing in the sandstorm. Well, you heard the Sheikah. We need to lead a child back to the desert. So, with that being said, let's go to that port and sail upon our ship through the passage of time, as Sheik put it, and then come back as Child Link in the next episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run. So guys, this time, we did the undisputed worst part of the game, which is the Big Poe hunt, and then we traversed the Haunted Wasteland upon learning that we need to come back to the Spirit Temple as Child Link. And next time, we will do just that. Till then, guys, I've been Tayagara. I thank you all so much for watching, and I bid you guys farewell.